Nidalee from Hotshot, obviously, but Soaz actually had played Nidalee at Hanover to take that pick away from him.
The Hotshot Nidalee GG, we got to see that. But Karthus being the first ban out from CLG, they do not want to see that in the mid lane, and Rise being banned out by AAA right at the start. A lot of AP mids just going right out. We got the Ashe ban from CLG. Ooh.
Yeah, Ashe has just been, really making a new appearance. Her ultimate is just fantastic for initiation. It's one of the strongest ultimates in the game. I'm kind of curious whether or not CLG, there it is. I was about to say if they're going to ban Kennen, because Soaz, definitely well known for his Kennen. He's one of the strongest top lanes. It would be interesting to see that matchup. But,
Ari
that's
gonna be
off
the
the game.
last one. So these are the bans: Ari, Rise, Udyr from AAA, and we got the Shen pick. Shen is open.
And what's best about that pick is that there's the ambiguity. We know that Shen is a fantastic top lane champion. He had seen some nerfs, but he's still definitely very strong. And then Saint Vicious also, with great jungle control with Shen. So right now, against All Authority, they don't really know which way CLG is going to go with that. So actually picking up Janna, which is just fantastic, versatile support play. It'll be interesting to see what kind of new champs we see, because we do have Lulu coming into the game, and I'm kind of curious, but I expect that we'll see a lot of Lulu in this tournament. She definitely provides a lot for your team, has great lane control, particularly against a champion like Janna. And then also, my favorite pick for this tournament is probably going to be Nautilus, whether we see a lot of him in the jungle. He's just been proving to be so strong in the competitive scene.
We got some nice shots of the team over here while they're mowing away, picking their champs. So if you leave Shen open, we are in a Lulu patch. If you leave Shen open, he's still quite powerful right now. You leave him open, he's going to get picked. But right now,
I think Double Lift is fishing for compliments right now.
He
wants the
is.
crowd to cheer for that Akali pick. And it's just, I don't expect it's going to happen.
So we're still thinking about it for CLG. And so right now we're thinking about Alistar. Corki has been locked in for CLG. We're still thinking about someone else. Sona, I think we're going to our support right now. I'm not sure where we're going, but
yeah, I mean, the benefit of Sona is that she does give you that mobility as a team. Against Janna, Janna is definitely a strong disengaging champion. Sona can kite very effectively, but she can also have that strong engage, give you the movement speed. So definitely a strong lane.
Shen, Sona, Corki so far for CLG. Janna Nocturne on against All Authority, and Janna really has been one of the top supports. Now, since all the heals...
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
TF and Nocturne, they are missing out on the Ashe. That would have been like the holy triumvirate
the global...
of
hey, we still got
champions.
Pantheon. We still got Pantheon.
We do. Well, I don't... we'll see if we see a Pantheon. I'm not sure that's going to happen.
You never know. You never know. I mean,
TF and Nocturne, that's an insta-kill if you're not ready for that. Particularly top lane, if you're over-aggressive in any of your lanes, and you're trying to pursue, you're expecting to get a kill, all of a sudden TF and Nocturne come out of nowhere.
Wait, hold on a second here. We got Ezreal coming in. Ezreal TF. This is global ult team.
Can we get a cheer for the global ult team real quick, like as loud as you can be? So we'll see. Once all the action happens and we have those ultimates flying all over the place, it's going to be nuts. I mean,
this global ult sandwich is like Nocturne coming in, Ezreal coming in with the true shot, everything just converging. They just want to single out one individual person.
And they have the mobility from Janna as well, her passive. So it provides them with that fantastic ganking presence from Nocturne. It'll be interesting to see. They can counterpick that top lane, and Hotshot is actually going to be taking Lee Sin, one of the strongest top lane champions in the game. We'll see if he locks in on that, but that's definitely a strong matchup. GG, he still has his spot open. He can counter out TF. He's definitely, he's played a ton of games as TF, so he definitely recognizes those counters.
Ooh.
Wow. The Anivia pick.
Learning a little bit from the EU side of things. I'm liking that. So Anivia, Lee Sin going to be the last two for CLG. AAA, if we get a Pantheon pick, that'd be hilarious to me. I'd love that. Just all converging on one area. But we'll see. We still have a few options open. Nidalee.
There we go.
Possible.
So the Nidalee pick, right in Hotshot's face, he's going to be like, yeah, guess what?
There we go.
I'm playing Nidalee versus Lee Sin. That'll be interesting because I'm not sure that Nidalee has enough sustained damage to really threaten Lee Sin in lane. but Nidalee does provide that poke later in the game, and that's really the big weakness for Against All Authority's team, is that they don't have a lot of fight control. They have fantastic map presence. Nidalee is a very mobile champion. They're going to be all over the place, just aggressive team fights throughout the game. But then once everything kind of settles down, CLG has Anivia. Anivia is just going to be providing that great AoE presence in the fights. Sona, they have lots of disables, lots of control. Lee Sin is a really tanky champion, so they have great team fight control. So Nidalee is going to be a champion where they're trying to wear them down. They recognize, hey, we don't want to just go on head-on clash when we're all even here. So Nidalee is going to poke down CLG potentially, and then give them an advantage into those fights.
Then for on the defensive end, for CLG, and we have Sona for the counter initiation with her ult, fantastic. But I mean, if you miss that thing, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. We have some protection from Shen, from the ult. I mean, we still don't know though. I mean, we may have dipped out of Champ Select, but we still don't know who's going to be jungling, Shen or Lee Sin.
Yeah, that's true. There is
we don't know yet. We don't know yet.
And either of them definitely would make a strong top lane against Nidalee. I would expect it'll probably be Lee Sin, but we'll have to see. I guess we'll just have to see. It could be either way.
We are in Vegas. We could gamble on it. We could take a few bets. I know. We shouldn't be doing that.
We'll hold off the side bets until later in the tournament.
I know. I've been seeing a lot of people.
I'll pull out my quarters, and I'll have them nice little stack on the table.
Quarters?
Yeah, what do you bet with?
Hundreds.
Oh, all right. Then.
If you're going to bet like a man. All right?
All right, that's it. We're going to have to empty out our accounts. We're going to, one of us is going to go home very happy, and the other one is not so much. All right, yeah, we'll see. But, it's definitely going to be an exciting matchup. All right, we'll do, how about who's going to get first blood?
You know what? I think Against All Authority might eke it out there for first blood. I'm going to take a stab here.
Yeah, they definitely have a greater potential than CLG. I mean, if CLG can defend against that first blood, then they're getting towards that mid game, can get that presence. It'll be interesting to see whether Against All Authority can take that early game advantage right to the bank. I'll do a drink later for
we can do that.
Who's getting first blood. I'll do
we'll
CLG.
Do that. You'll do CLG. I'll do Against All Authority.
So hopefully they don't let me down. They're going to be conspiring against me now.
All right, so we got right now St. Vicious and Hotshot. They got their assignment. So it looks like we may have a top lane Shen at the moment. But we still got some time left on the clock. They could do some last-minute swaps if need be.
Yeah, Lee Sin's definitely a more aggressive jungler. He can have that fantastic clear speed. Nocturne has a very fast clear speed. So Shen is a little bit slow. Do you want to pair a fast jungler Nocturne versus a slower jungler?
Right.
And both of them are equally strong in this top lane setup because Nidalee just doesn't have enough sustained damage, I don't think, to deal with their shields, to deal with their regen. So, we'll see. We'll get some aggressive ganks from Lee Sin. You can get those level 2 ganks. So, we'll see if CLG pulls something out of the bag for me. But we are getting into this game, and we'll be there shortly. I'm kind of curious. It's, very even lane matchups. If TF gets caught by Anivia, then Anivia definitely has that burst damage. If she can get that wall off, get the Lee Sin gank with the Anivia Flash Frost, that's going to be really difficult for TF to deal with. He's one of the squishiest champions in the game. He's got pretty short range. His wild cards, he can spam that at long range. But otherwise, he's a short kind of range champion. We'll have to see.
So and where specifically does TF excel then? I mean, we do have the ult. He can be present in, it's not as powerful as it used to be. It's not global anymore, but it's still got a decent range. But if you see a TF mid, he can telegraph now with a reduced range where he's going to go. If you just see him just run a little bit like to Wraiths or to Wolves, you can kind of tell when he's going to teleport, if he's going to teleport at all. So he has a little bit of telegraphing motion in him now. But against Anivia, does anyone win straight out?
No, it should be a fairly even matchup. The benefit of TF is he can push the lane a little bit harder than Anivia before she gets blue buff. She will be very mana intensive, whereas TF doesn't really have those mana issues. He can just sit there, wild card, throw out a red, clear the wave very easily, and then when the wave's pushing, when Anivia is held up in that lane, then he can get off the ultimates, provide that great ganking presence. We'll see whether or not there's any effective counter jungling from Against All Authority. That's a lot of where you see TF come into play, is when you have those aggressive counter jungling ganks. Once Anivia gets some mana, once she gets blue, she can push against him and keep better vision control over mid. But otherwise, TF should have the range where it should be a pretty even matchup.
Not to mention, we do have Nidalee top lane also as well. It's a very common tactic. When a team plays a champion very well, it's like, you know what? we'll give them a shot. I think we can play them better than you can. So, I don't know. We will have to see, but the spectator delay is just about to end. We got CLG. We got Against All Authority. Can we get some cheers?
Let's do one better, actually. So,
who's CLG?
Who do you think is going to win? CLG?
Oh.
Now, there's a cheer. Now,
Against All Authority?
Against All Authority. Come on, we got some EU fans in here.
Repping the EU.
There we go.
I think we're about getting ready to get into this. Loading screen is up. Shall we go to it? I think we should.
Yeah, definitely. We'll check out the teams sitting there in their booths, all kind of conspiring how they're going to run this matchup. I love that Nidalee is taking this cleanse, and we did see cleanse on Nidalee in Hanover from SOAS, but because they don't want to have these hard engages, that's a kind of a weakness. If they have an aggressive gank, Shen taunt, Lee Sin taunt, Nidalee can just get out of there.
Yep.
If later on they're picked off by all these disables that they have, Anivia, Sona, then Nidalee can get out of there, and then they don't have to worry about backup disables, because once their ultimates are down, they've got long cooldowns obviously on Sona's ultimate. Anivia has pretty long cooldowns on some of her abilities as well.
All right, we're getting ready. Game number 1, match 1, CLG Against All Authority. Let's go. We got our teams. We got CLG on blue. We got Against All Authority on purple side. We're getting ready. Game is about to finish loading up, and look at the intensity in their faces. And we are in.
Yeah, and it's pretty exciting. Both junglers are taking exhaust, so no flash jungling here. It's going to be a lot of aggression. It will provide them some greater counter jungling presence. They will be very strong in those 1v1 matchups. We do have Buccaneer TF right now, so I actually hadn't seen that skin before, but that's definitely exciting.
Hey, if you're at a fancy casino, you got to have a fancy matching outfit. And you know what? We are in a good place right now. It's hot shot now going on up.
Hey, Red Baron Corky, there we go.
Hey, yeah.
Someone's shouting it out.
We got it. But CLG getting up into the tri-bush. SOAS is alone. We don't know. I'm not sure if we can see him.
Yeah,
no
CLG,
vision on that. But here comes CLG.
Oh, the flash frost.
SOAS will get out just in time, but they know CLG is in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and really this is going to provide them some presence over their blue. They wanted to see if maybe they would come in after the red. Against All Authority definitely recognizes that early advantage, so they're playing pretty defensively, sitting up here. Nidalee did see the Flash Frost coming in, so they know they're pursuing the red here, and CLG is coming in to try and steal this red buff. Against All Authority probably won't pursue it. They'll probably just get that blue for Nocturne and continue jungling. They
want to secure the blue, but what they could do, potentially, just go right into CLG's jungle, take the red, be none the wiser. A steal for a steal, you might as well. But SOAS still wandering around in the tri-bush. CLG, they're starting to get a few members recalling just to be safe. 4 still in the jungle. Ping's going down by the Wolves. Linex should be taking those convincingly and going down then to the blue. We'll have to see where to go from there, but CLG's now moving in, want to steal the Wraiths. A little less for Linex to feed off of there. Red should be spawning soon. And we are now ramping up. So Against All Authority's jungle to start is going to be very barren. So a lot of the action jungle-wise for the first few minutes should be going on CLG's side. And now we see MoMA, we see Big Fat LP in the mid.
It should be interesting to see where Nocturne's going to be going with his path, because, like you said, he could pursue a bottom infiltration, but I don't know. Against All Authority knows that they're going to excel once they have some of these ultimates up, so it might be kind of risky for him to come in. He can steal these Wraiths pretty easily, so he can do that. But not a lot of these lanes will be very easy for him to gank. We actually see Corky down here going to trade a little bit with Janna while Sona is away, so that gives them a little bit of an advantage there.
A few quick pot shots right there in the bush, and Linex now stealing the red.
Going for that red very aggressively, knows Lee Sin is going to be going over for the blue. I'm kind of surprised. A lot of times you'll see a pro ward the entrance to the jungle when you're trying to go for that aggressive counter jungle, so you know that that's not an issue.
So we got some mutual steals on the buffs, but both of our junglers now have both buffs, red and blue. They have the mana regen, they have the slow, they have the DOT, and MoMA and Big Fat LP. MoMA's taking a few hits, but everything's still going swimmingly for the moment. N-rated and yellow trying to do what they can against Doublelift and Chouster. Doublelift looking fine in that Baron Corky skin, if I must say so myself.
Oh, we have the Flash Frost from Big Fat onto MoMA, so getting a little early advantage there in that lane.
MoMA half health already 3 minutes in. Quite a severe disadvantage early on to have half health. I mean, like you can get a single gank from the jungler should be enough to take you out if you are not paying attention. But burning those health pots while you can.
Mostly, I suspect, though, we'll probably have free farm lanes through most of this time.
Yeah, we should.
There is some burst potential, but a lot of it's going to be dependent on whether or not junglers can get in there. We will see some harass going on, but for the most part, it's going to be waiting around till everyone gets level 6. Then we'll see some really aggressive ganks from Against All Authority and see how CLG responds, whether we have good vision to try and catch Against All Authority when they're out of position.
Yeah, the big thing here is level 6. Once Against All Authority hits level 6, they all get their ults, they all become global. They all become that much more mobile. Everyone from CLG, once that 6 comes around, they need to be a little more cautious, a little bit more wary of what they're doing.
And it's interesting, Against All Authority, they do have, not only do they have that aggressive ganking team, but they definitely have some, strong pokes as the game progresses. It'll be interesting to see whether they can stall CLG underneath the tower. We do have the range from,
going
TF and everyone.
in, he's hovering around the mid. He's got both buffs. MoMA is around the corner, but the Wraiths, Linek is nearby. St. Vicious going in, the wall coming up, and the fireball misses. Stun misses.
Yeah, so not able to get in there. It will be very difficult to gank any of these lanes. We do have the skill shot ganks. But Nocturne seeing if, Lee Sin's going to come back in. Nothing's going to happen there, so he's just going to continue jungling.
CV goes down. We know he's there. But Soaz up top with hot shot, exchanging blows, trying to muscle the other person out of lane. But there's a lot of sustain, lots of sustain up top lane. We got the heal on Italy. We got Shen with the shield. It's going to be a pretty big standoff. Top lane, bot lane, we still got a little bit of action going on, but St. Vicious is now making his approach.
And they don't see him, so he's going to get the Q in there. Just some nice damage on Ezreal, but again, a very defensive lane. There's not really a whole lot of kill potential there. Both Ezreal and Corki are very survivable. It might be interesting. Chowster is really the one who's most vulnerable in this game. If we see an aggressive gank from Nocturne, and probably once we're level 6 with Nocturne again, that is when we'll see that coming out.
I mean, Ezreal, especially with Janna, it's a little bit difficult to gank. He has got to shift away. He still has flash up, and Janna very good on defensive for attempted ganks. You have the slow, you've got the tornado, you've got the shield. It's going to be a little difficult to try and gank yellow at this point, but they're doing what they can. They're pushing the tower. They're keeping them under wraps for the time being. And mid, MoMA actually getting a little bit of an exchange on Big Fat, just saying, hey, I could deal damage too.
Yeah, but again, just not enough damage currently. Big Fat does have that egg, so there's not really a lot of potential there. But St. Vicious trying to get some damage off, not going to be able to hit MoMA.
Can't hit those fireballs early on, but we'll see if that improves later on.
And so we do see top lane, is a very even matchup. Actually, Nidalee has a huge advantage in this lane so far. We do have, Shen will catch up a little bit on the CS now because Nidalee is pushing very aggressively, but still, doing a pretty good job farming there. Still mostly even lanes throughout. Let's see, Ezreal, Corki has a slight advantage in that lane, so pretty good job from CLG so far. Against All Authority as well. None of them getting that first blood yet for that magical drink that we talked about later.
Now, if you look at mid, if you take a look at MoMA and if you take a look at Big Fat LP, look at the mana difference. MoMA is still quite a bit up, and he also has the blue card. He's a little bit more sustainable when it comes to mana. So sooner, actually, Big Fat LP is thinking about going back, but we may not see it for just maybe another minute or two. Wanted to see if we can get a little bit more gold while we're at it. We are being pushed to tower.
It will be interesting. Nocturne is actually heading over towards his own blue. He knows that Lee Sin took his blue at around the 2-minute 30 mark. So
there it is.
It will be up. Nocturne's is up now. They can get that and then actually go over to CLG's blue when it spawns in about a minute. And if they can steal that blue with their great map presence currently, not allow Anivia to get it, then TF can just start pushing that mid lane right into the tower. Anivia will run out of mana extremely quickly, trying to keep up with TF's push. And they could use that for a great early advantage.
So 7.5 minutes, and it's a little bit passive, but also look at the gold. There's been no kills, but right now Against All Authority is about 1,000 gold up, just on farm alone.
Yeah, and it's primarily because we see a slight CS advantage in some of these lanes. Shen, exchanging a little bit. Nocturne isn't going to come down. I guess, they definitely don't want to get in these tight quarters against Anivia, and then it'll provide easier skill shots from Lee Sin. So Anivia is able to pick up that blue. That will give some great lane control in that mid lane.
So if you look at AAA right now, Ezreal's just about there, but everyone's slowly, almost everyone is 6. Almost all their global ults are up, so we should be seeing it very soon within the next minute or so. those ults in action to see if we can't start picking off people from CLG. Big Fat LP now also in the river. Wards going down from both teams. Both rivers are pretty well covered at the moment. They want to make sure they have all their bases covered.
Yeah, TF definitely has the range to farm, but this is where it starts getting questionable about, who has the advantage in this lane, because Anivia definitely has those long-range stuns, is actually chasing after TF a little bit here, trying to prevent that teleport, not really sure where he's going to be going, and actually just going to get some nice harass damage, but actually Nocturne coming in is going to get the fear. Anivia trying to flash out of there, isn't going to get it, but the Shen ult as well. They do egg him, but here's Shen now, going to be turning against them. Big Fat will be coming back shortly. Can they pick up MoMA? They are chasing. Will we see a Flash Frost just barely able to get out of there?
But look, Soaz is coming in from top lane though. Soaz is nearby, they see him in the bush, the ward is there, they know he's nearby, and Hotshot doesn't quite know where to go at the moment, but Soaz is still in the neighborhood.
And then double up in the bot lane, chunking Janna there, able to take some nice control, and Janna doesn't have the heal, but TF with the teleport. Bot lane, they're going to pick off Chaucer, there goes the Chaucer ultimate, but we did have the stun, and they are going to back out of there.
So close.
Wow.
All of the global ults.
And now we're starting to see that aggression from Against All Authorities team.
They hit six. They got the ults. They might as well use them. All of them are down at the moment, varying cooldowns. But Ezreal's should be coming back up first. Looks like TF actually has the longest cooldown of all of them. But then we got Dragon here from CLG. Linek is in the neighborhood. He put the ward down. He knows they're doing it. Yellow and rated. They're trying to poke in. The wall for Big Fat comes in. Yellow has to shift away. CLG, they want to finish this Dragon. They want to make sure they can get the first one. It's kind of resetting, but they still got it in the pit.
Oh, the snipe from Linek!
Oh!
It's actually coming in, gets the
stun of the Vicious is caught. Moment's coming to the stun of Linek! That's a Drake! I told you, man.
We're both just sitting here. It's been a fantastic game so far. Actually, Soaz
and Big Fat getting caught out in the jungle. Soaz, the wall goes down, but will Soaz be able to pursue? We got a spear. Will it land? No, Chaucer's right in the way. Yes. Taking the bullet.
And Anivia's egg is down currently, so there is that potential for that death.
Intense play, man. We got the Dragon Steel and the First Blood. Against All Authority is in a good spot right now early on.
And we are seeing, TF starting to push that mid lane. He's actually coming up, going to start taking these wraiths maybe, or he's going up top to, take some of that farm. Nidalee should be there shortly, so he can just kill another wave, deny Anivia some of that mid experience. And CLG, I don't know, they did lose the Dragon, they did lose the ganks, but otherwise they've been doing a pretty good job of thwarting the efforts here. But we actually see Shen is up top, and we do have red buff still on Nocturne. It is about half full, so he will have it up, and Shen is going to try and get out of there. There's the fear, but he's going to be safe escaping in that lane. But some nice damage from Big Fat on MoMA in mid.
Big Fat still trying to keep TF at bay. Top lane right now, Soaz looks like he's about to go free farm mode, but Hotshot drifting down from top lane, going down mid on MoMA. Taunt misses. Trey's tanking all the turret shots. The wall goes down. Ignite is down on MoMA, but not going to do a whole lot there. But I think they're just going to go ahead, be content with just pushing the lane while they can. But Soaz top lane free farming. Chaucer and Double Lift now pushing bot lane. But Soaz is going unguarded top lane, and that top turret is half health already.
Yeah, Nidalee definitely has that pushing potential. That is, what we see from a lot of their teams. They have really strong pushing lanes. Shen isn't the best at counter pushing, so we'll have to see. Lee Sin trying to get some nice damage in here, stop this lane from pushing, and we'll be able to stall it out there for a little bit.
See, that is the biggest thing with Shen top lane. If he teleports away, if he wanders away, that is your cue to just shove top as much as you can, keep that aggression going, and it's just free farm time. And Shen may be teleporting to bot lane way far away. It's going to be a while until he comes back up, but until then, it's just free XP, free gold, free anything you want. Now, Soaz still being pushed, but the Hotshot is back with St. Vicious here in top lane. Going to be pushing back a little bit. And it looks like MoMA's now going to be going for blue once again. CV going down from CLG. They know he's in the neighborhood, but I'm not sure if they're going to be doing a whole lot about it.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for them to invade, particularly with the map presence that Against All Authority has. So TF will be able to keep control of those blues. We will see CLG's blue is going to be up in the next minute, so that'll be up as well. And Shen, getting a nice little exchange here, but Nidalee can, of course, just heal and be fine here. And so both the mids will be able to take their blues in preparation for these mid fights happening.
Yellow used his ult bot lane just to clear the minion wave, just to push so they have some room, they have some time to go back and shop. Janna getting some more wards. What's Ezreal getting? I think we're looking for Bloodthirster here soon, in the near future.
For Ezreal, yeah, that's definitely a pretty strong item. They did, reduce the lifesteal that you're going to have, but the fact that it keeps its stacks a little bit more easily now, it definitely makes it a little bit stronger for a character like Ezreal, who's going to be using it for those physical abilities.
Yep. It used to be Bloodthirster, if you died, you lost all your stacks, but now it's only half, so and you have a little bit of trade-off with the lifesteal and the stacks, but it's still overall fantastic item, wonderful on Ezreal.
You also have to consider that actually we see TF and Nocturne coming up here. There's the Nocturne ultimate, and TF is going to be coming in as well. Hotshot is going to break the fear, trying to get out of here. Will actually be very close. He doesn't have his ghost up. It will be up shortly, so they are chasing. Waiting
to taunt through the wall, trying to go through. Oh, is he gonna? Oh, what is it? Where's the taunt? Where's he going? But here you go, Big Fat LP. Playing the point, but Soaz is still in pursuit. Hotshot's got the shield, trying to run away. I thought he was going to be going to the Baron pit there for a second, but Soaz maybe a little bit too overzealous, evades the stun, and we're safe once again.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Saint did gank bottom, so we did have the excellent survivability from Janna. They were able to back off, but CLG is going to be able to take this tower if they desire, and having that early tower against a really aggressive team will give them back some of that map presence. We are starting to see MoMA coming down. Trying to see if they, maybe dive, but nothing's going to happen there.
Yep. We saw 3 members of Against All Authority chasing after Hotshot. That was CLG's cue. Listen, we can outnumber them. We can outnumber them bottom. It's our time to push. They took the tower. First tower goes to CLG. So they got a little bit more extra money in their pocket, but they're still 2K behind.
Yeah, and we do see Lee Sin picking up this red buff. It is interesting. We do have a very defensive team from CLG. Not only will they have that mid-game fight control, but, we've seen the survivability for Shen, and then Shen, that global presence will help provide some safety against ganks if we see some ganks coming down bottom. Big Fat not going to be able to hit that Flash Frost, but, almost getting in some nice damage against MoMA there.
So Corki now bought himself a pickaxe. We got the BF sword. Probably got an Infinity Edge coming very soon from there. Nidalee got the Rod of Ages. A little bit of extra of everything. A little bit extra health. A little bit extra mana, some AP in there as well. So as Linek in the mid, trying to figure out what to do. Hotshot now taking his turn, free farming up top lane. Everyone's now just taking the opportunity. Let's go back. Let's buy. Let's stack up. We got what is it? We got a Wit's End on Shen. We got Anivia. We got the tier. Probably gonna be going for Archangel Staff eventually. But AAA now just going to take the opportunity to shove mid while they can. But Dragon is up, and they're wandering down, and there are no wards down there for CLG. They are none the wiser at the moment. But Big Fat LP puts down the ward. They got an idea, but looks like Double Lift is just going to go ahead and shove top while they take the Dragon. They're not even going to bother contesting the Dragon. They're out of position, and AAA is just going to go ahead and take that for free.
Yeah, so the second Dragon of the game for Against All Authority will give them that gold advantage, but Big Fat with that second tower once again provides CLG with a little bit more map control. One of the interesting item choices that I've seen so far is that we have Merc Treads for Ezreal, and it's an all-around strong item. But it's interesting because Ezreal, his role as a DPS, you can play him as poke, obviously, is his big strength. But he's also a lot of times as team fights progress, you want to become more of an auto attack champion, use your passive. But because they have such a strong poke team, they know they don't want to be engaged on, so they have the defensive items. Ezreal kind of maybe trying to bait out St. Vicious a little bit, being extremely aggressive in that mid lane.
I can understand the Merc Treads. I mean, we have the Sona ult, we've got the Anivia stun, just a little bit of insurance. In the event I happen to get caught, I want to make sure I have a few, little extra frames, so that extra half a second may be enough for me to get away. He's got the flash, he's got the shift.
And they know that, those fights it's not their forte anyway, so why try and become an auto attack fighter? We will see CLG, pressuring this mid lane, Hotshot getting some damage against MoMA. Doesn't have, the presence there to chase him down, prevent that TF ult, so, we'll see. I don't expect that we'll see an engage from Against All Authority. They really need to get some nice poke harass
out. Look at Soaz, though. Soaz is in the river bush. We may try to make something happen here in mid once CLG starts pushing, just laying in wait, waiting for the engage. We do have Nocturne coming around. We may see the ult in just a moment. Spear coming in. CLG knows Nidalee is in the neighborhood. And Nocturne's waiting. Linek is waiting for his moment. Ult is up, and here it comes. Double Lift trying to Valkyrie away. Gets focused down. Right here, Soa's getting kicked right in front of the tower, but Winnek is trying to get the damage he can on Big Fat. Big Fat LP barely dead, but the Janna ult clears everyone away. Just a little insurance. They couldn't get that kill they needed.
Yeah, and there it goes. CLG just has a very defensive team. They're able to defend against that aggressive, presence. Wow, that spear from Nidalee starting to get some damage. We have some damage going off in the hot shot as well. So against All Authority is going to be able to take that mid tower, and that's definitely, probably the most important one. But we actually have St. Vicious coming on to Soaz. They are going to be able to get out of there with TF, with Janna. But now they do have control of CLG's blue. We'll see whether or not they can take this. At the very least, it'll be very difficult for Anivia to get it. But CLG pressuring him out.
CV from CLG going down by their blue. They know what was going on. And AAA is still hanging around a little bit, but there is a ward in that bush. They do know they're around. And everyone's just very content going back to mid. Hotshot just going back to top lane. He does not have his ult, though, so if he decides to go top, he will not be able to get down in time just as quickly. But AAA, they really got what they needed in that last team fight. They didn't get the kill, but they got a tower. But Winnek actually being caught out a little bit by CLG.
Yeah, and so CLG is actually going to be in great position. Should be able to steal this pretty easily. There it goes, Saint smiting it. So keeping that off of TF, that's definitely going to provide them some great presence as the game progresses.
So right now, CLG now trying to reassemble, going back up in the mid. AAA has to defend the mid tower now. Wall comes down. Soaz getting a little bit caught out. Quite a bit of damage. True shot coming down, but double lift. The tides are being turned on. He has the Valkyrie away. So close. Every single time. They just cannot get what they need.
Hotshot going to try and block for him.
These last two team fights, like they almost had Anivia, they almost had Corki, but they're just barely getting away. But Soaz not content with that, going around the enemy jungle to see if we can't catch anyone out of position. Looks like Yellow's just going to go down to bot lane, free farm a little bit, possibly take the tower. Everyone's now post-team fight, just scattering a little bit, going back to town, getting your health back up, possibly some items. You got Ezreal has the Bloodthirster right now, so he's got that. Corki does not quite have the
Soaz top getting some nice damage off of the hotshot.
That is some good damage. That's some nice damage. But look at that top tower, very low. Nidalee wants that tower. They want that extra gold. They're still 2K ahead, and that tower that gold from that tower could be a little bit more. It's definitely some more items.
Yeah, and against All Authority, because they have the small kind of skirmish team, they definitely want to pursue pushing all these lanes. Nidalee able to take that tower top, but they have two split pushers. CLG has one, the Shen, to counter it out. But if against All Authority can aggressively push, maybe pull CLG out of position because they're going to have to defend all these lanes, then maybe we'll see a nice TF ult, a nice Nocturne ult, able to pick them out of position. But against All Authority, coming for the second tower extremely aggressively, and they should be able to get some nice damage on it, maybe even pick it up.
Well, Sona, Anivia, Lee Sin, they're all coming here trying to defend this tower. They will push them away. Tornado from Janna will dissuade them. And we still got a lot of people hovering around in this area. I mean, we may see a Baron attempt if the right team fight happens. If AAA can go in, maybe wipe out 2-3 members of CLG, they can go ahead and get that Baron easy. CLG content with just pushing down the mid once again. Hotshot, bot lane, his ult is up. He can join the team fight whenever he wants. And I have to say, there's some good ward coverage going on right now by Against All Authority. They got all their bases covered, some great offensive wards over by the blue buff.
Yeah, so we'll have to see, whether or not this hotshot split push is going to work out for CLG. It can stall against All Authority, and that's definitely what CLG wants right now, is to stall. But we actually see against All Authority in mass, all moving towards the spot lane to see if they can get an engage. There's actually the TF ultimate, so Hotshot uses his ghost. It's going to be tough for them to chase him, so he should be able to get out of there. So
Hotshot trying to turn the tides. CV going down. They have a little bit of an idea of where AAA is, but Nocturnal going down in the mid, trying to shut down St. Vicious. Not going to be able to get away. The Shen ult does come in, got that shield, but this tower is still up. They can't push quite as much as they usually should. But you know what? The health is low enough. They could go in, poke it down, but they're just going to go ahead, back off. Yo is here to help save the day. CLG backing off once again.
Yeah, really, effective defensive play once again from CLG, but they do have map control now. They can come and take this dragon once again for the third dragon of the game. These dragons, the second dragon went completely uncontested. I think they will as well, but the pings going down from AAA
around Baron area, but they see them in the mid now by the tower. They know they're not taking Baron, and they can go in from behind, see what they can do. St. Vicious not going to be able to get that Q off, but Stun getting N-rated in the back. Spear, just out of range.
Yeah, and we see, CLG, they don't really want to have these engages yet. They want to stall it a little bit longer. They are getting great map control from all these pushes. Actually, we have the wall off going on to Anivia. There's the taunt with the flash thrust. We do have the cleanse, but then Sona following up with the ultimate. And Yellow now being chased out by St. Vicious, so they will have a reset here. Just, not allowing the fight once again.
So many nail-biting team fights. Like, it's so very close. We have
and
one kill.
It's only one
There's
kill.
There's one kill on the board 23 minutes in. It's just so incredibly close. Every single team fight. But you know what? Baron has been worried by AAA. CLG, they're thinking about it. Are they going to go for it? We have the Oracles on Sona. We're going to clear out that ward. Yes, Baron will be started. So AAA, they're in a scramble now. They got to see what they can do about this. If we can get another godlike steal from Linek, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be deadly for CLG, but Soaz is going to be able to get some nice poke in here. It will be tougher against All Authority to engage. If CLG is able to take this Baron, that will really shut down a lot of what Against All Authority is trying to do. We do have the flash in, and CLG is able to keep it, but Momo a little bit out of position here. Can't flash out, actually ults, and now Linek getting some damage on the hot shot. We actually have the taunt there. The flash thrust isn't going to hit, but there's the Ignite, able to pick up the kill. CLG with the Baron.
CLG secured the Baron against All Authority. They tried to get in there. They tried to snag it, but this time it wasn't like Baron, and it wasn't like Dragon earlier. They just could not get in what they needed. And unfortunately, Linek did get caught out, but I love that kick. I love that kick on the MoMA. It's like, yeah, you're not teleporting away. If you're going to be going out of this pit, I want to know exactly where you are. Couldn't get the kill, but you know what? They cleared the area. They got what they needed. They got their buff, and they're just going to go ahead and use it while they can.
Yeah, and because, Against All Authority, at this point in the game, they don't have the same fight control that CLG has. They have that poke team, but that Baron regen is just going to be too much to sustain, have sustained damage from Against All Authority on. So we'll see whether or not CLG is coming in for an aggressive push. They are, coming up this mid lane. Shen's going to be going bot in the meantime. It'll be extremely difficult for Against All Authority to defend against this.
Yellow has to shift away just to be a little bit safe from the CLG push up here in mid. They got the buff. Wall goes down. St. Vicious trying to make something happen, but you know what? You got him to back off. CLG should be able to push this convincingly, get as much damage on the tower as they can. St. Vicious putting out those Qs just to see what damage you can get. And that spear, oof, double lift.
Yeah, and there's the concern with, when you have this kind of engage poke comp, you're trying to, pick people off early in the game. You're trying to get an advantage, and just any sort of lost fight, any lost Baron, really quickly, puts you behind. So Linek going to be facing off with Hotshot here, going to chase him down a little bit, but both of them have that global presence, so they can engage mid if a fight happens.
Ezreal ult is also a fantastic tool if you really want to clear a minion wave quick. In this case, you have the enemy team, they have Baron buff, they want to get their push, but that ult just pretty much clears out the entire wave. They have to wait for the next one, kill a little bit of time, but that ult is going to be down for quite a while. We got another minute on that before it's back up.
Yeah, and Linek actually getting low on mana, running this lane against Hotshot. We are seeing that TF has great presence, being able to clear those creep waves, but CLG is going to be able to come in here, just slowly wear down this tower. Against All Authority doing a pretty good job stalling out this push, though.
Yep. And if you have the Baron buff, the best you can do against a team that has Baron is just try and stall. They're doing a very good job. Baron buff is pretty much halfway done, more so than that. N-rated getting stunned once again just from that max distance from Big Fat, but they're just waiting for waves, trying to push. But right now, Nocturne actually being caught out a little bit. Hotshot not going to be doing a whole bunch of that, but the tower in mid, second tier is about to go down, get the damage they need. That will fall. What will CLG do next? They have about 25% of the Baron buff duration left. So I think they're going to go ahead, they're going to steal the red, possibly wander top lane, but so as Yellow, ult going in, oh, almost stole it.
Yeah, Corky just barely able to pick that up. That will provide yet again more fight control for CLG. And now Shen is split pushing bot, and Nocturne doesn't have enough range. They're actually trying to get in on Soaz here. There's the wall
right after the jump.
I don't think they're going to be able to do it, but just a little bit of damage on Demoma actually. So some nice harass there. If they can start wearing them down, they can continue pushing. But the big threat is Hotshot GG in this bottom lane. They don't have, the ults long enough to defend against that split push.
That was a perfect wall. Waited for the Nidalee jump to be over. It can pass through the wall, but if it's on cooldown, you can't use it. But CLG split pushing as much as they can while they still have Baron. Hotshot going to be taunting away from Yellow, but Baron is just about to expire. So now we're a little bit back even power-wise, so we'll have to see what CLG can do with this aggressive positioning.
Wow.
Double Lift being chunked out once again by that spear. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what's wow,
Whoa.
Another spear from Soaz.
If we get one more of those, one more money spear, that'd be amazing.
I was about to say, it'll be interesting to see what Against All Authority can try and pull off to, get themselves back in this game. They do have that long-range harass now with the Baron down, but a ton of damage from Nidalee, able to chunk Double Lift there.
As I think Nidalee should be a priority target right now for CLG because she's pretty much the only thing keeping them from doing these split pushes. You just throw one spear. If it hits anyone squishy, they have to reconsider their push. You have to think about backing off possibly and moving to another lane or capturing another objective. But Dragon should be coming up anytime soon. We got the CD there. There it is. CLG knows where they are, but Baron buff is now down. AAA is engaging. They should be able to get this uncontested once again, but CLG, let's see what they have to say about it. Hotshot's coming in. We need a charge.
Yeah,
we get the
was able
engagement.
to get it,
Hotshot comes in with the taunt onto Yellow. Yellow being focused down. St. Vicious getting chunked out once again. Big Fat trying to get damage on Linek, but N-rated clears everyone away. Linek pursues on the Double Lift. He may not be able to get out of this one though. Linek in the pit trying to deal damage to St. Vicious, but right now Momo will be able to get away. Double Lift manages to get out. And Linek is stuck in the pit with St. Vicious. Will Big Fat LPB finish the job? Yes! Yellow falls as well. Soaz trying to get away. CLG get a 3 for free.
Yeah, and a lot of with what that fight happened was, the great fight control from CLG, but actually St. Vicious came in the beginning of that fight, and actually we have the wall off on the Soaz. There's the stun, but the cleanse immediately after. But St. Vicious came into the fight, and right off the bat, he used his ultimate to knock Nidalee away from the rest of the team, so they were all kind of split up while CLG had that central core. Double Lift just barely able to survive. They just have all that great, fight control right in front of them, able to keep them alive. So, just really effective play by CLG, and, Against All Authority not able to out-sustain their damage.
Wonderful team fights coming in from both teams, but I still am a little bit concerned for CLG. They're getting away from these team fights with all of their members intact, but some of them just barely. You saw how much health Double Lift had. It wasn't a whole lot. Even earlier on, and Nivea just barely escaping. If AAA can get that one godlike engage, get all their ultimates focused on the one champ, they still have time. They still could be able to take out these next few team fights, but Baron should be coming up very soon. So that should be our next objective. That should be our next big fight.
There's also, obviously, the potential for Against All Authority, split push, pick people off, out of position, or even to just, hold CLG at a tower. We'll start seeing their poke damage come into play. But the concern is, if CLG can control this Baron with their fight control, then it will be very difficult for Against All Authority to have that, sustained poke damage against that Baron regen. But this will be tough, though, because Soaz has that poke while they're trying to do Baron.
Baron has spawned. St. Vicious playing the guardsman, waiting for the rest of the team. Yellow out in front, trying to scout ahead a little bit. But in the meantime, also remember, Hotshot GG. Split pushing the bot lane. He can use his ult, join the fight whenever he pleases. But looks like the Ezreal ult will go down, clear a few of the minions. Almost got all of them. But that tower, is he just going to go ahead and take the tower? He will.
So another tower for CLG. Hotshot, just doing a fantastic job with that split pushing Against All Authority. Can't do it, but then Linek coming in is going to be able to get in on the Big Fat, but he's taking a lot of damage. There's the stun. Linek goes down almost immediately. The heal actually keeping him alive, and now St. Vicious has to get out there. But CLG has this fight.
Oh!
There are some kills. And Corky, we see Big Fat chasing him down. Yellow and Soaz are both picked up by Hotshot's taunt, and now Soaz trying to get out of there. Yellow Star will go down. Soaz is going to go down as well, so another one fight for CLG. We'll see whether or not you can pick up the kill. There it is. St. Vicious able to pick it up, and now they're pinging this mid inhibitor. They know they can leave the Baron up. If they allow Baron to stay there, it provides them a means of saying, hey, instead of stalling at a tower, we're going to fight at Baron. And here, by pushing down this inhibitor really aggressively, they don't have to worry about that poke stalling them out from Against All Authority.
I was not a big fan of that engagement from Linek. That was a little bit overzealous. They weren't quite in the position to get the kill that they needed, and they're going to be paying the price for it. CLG taking out the bottom tier 3 tower. They took the inhib. Will they be going around for the mid tier 3? I'm not sure if they will, but pretty much almost everyone is up from AAA, and Baron should be free for them if they go for it, because AAA is now on the defensive. They have an inhibitor down. The super minions are coming.
Yeah, and there's the concern. We actually see a tower going down for AAA, but AAA, they need to kind of stall out, have these long protracted fights where they're getting in this poke damage or picking off CLG out of position. But now with the inhibitor down, CLG doesn't need to worry about that. They don't need to stall at a tower because the minions will naturally push. It will put Against All Authority extremely on the defensive. We see a spear almost picking up Big Fat there, but
every single time one of those spears come out, I'm just like. It's like going to the dentist even. It's just like, oh god. It's like it's gonna hurt.
And really what Against All Authority needs right now is they just need some nice poke damage. If they can, take double lift out of a fight early, they can definitely pull back. They aren't behind that much in gold, but they can't allow CLG to get this Baron. If this Baron goes down for CLG, it will be almost impossible for them to defend. We see TF is going to sit across from Hotshot down here in this bottom lane. MoMA, does have that pushing capability, but doesn't have the range to group with his team if they go for the Baron.
Hotshot still doing the split push up against MoMA in mid. So we have the 2 global ults fending off. We got 1 global ult fending off the push from the other global ult. But I gotta say, Hotshot's range is larger. He can be with his team at Baron if he needs to. But unfortunately, MoMA has to. His range is not as far on his ultimate. He has to go out of his way to get to where he needs to be for the range on his ult. St. Vicious also trying to see what vision he can get, so as putting wards down in the Baron pit. Both teams, they know Baron has to happen. They know it has to happen sometime soon. And every time they put a ward in the pit, Sona's there. She's got the oracles. Come in, clear it, and leave.
Yeah, and CLG is definitely in no hurry. They know that Hotshot can get that effective push bottom. Once he can pull TF out of position, it will be very tough for them to defend. And actually, CLG is going to be coming into this top lane, and they should be able to pick up this tower extremely easily.
Linek is the only one defending the tower top for the moment. N-rated is here, but Soaz is actually going back towards the mid. Are they going to give up this tower? They're just going to give it up.
We actually
but right
see
now,
Hotshot.
Hotshot's actually being chased down. We got Destiny coming in from TF. She just dashes away. Dashes right away, just nullifies the ult completely.
And there it goes, because Hotshot providing that great bot control, the rest of the team can push up top. We do see some nice damage going off on the Big Fat and Chowster though. So if Soaz can get those spears out, then they can maybe pick up a fight when CLG is low. But the split push from Shen is very difficult for them to deal with at this point.
Yeah, and not to mention Shen, very difficult champ to gank. Especially for TF, because we have the dash and get away if need be. And even then, if they try and engage on him, as long as they don't have a stun, Shen could just use the ult and go. He's gone. You can't find him.
Yeah, particularly with the Ghost. I mean, he's got the teleport and the ultimate. He is actually maybe going to be coming down this mid lane. So rather than doing the hard split push, he actually is going to be transferring to the bottom. And I don't know, it's going to be tough. Against All Authority, they can clear the creep waves. So really just trying to see if they can catch CLG out of position, maybe get in some nice harass damage. But CLG can, probably within the next 3 waves, if they're aggressive, push down this top tower. Though there's really no need to be. They can just allow Hotshot to get that split push going. They don't need to, be aggressive with their play right now.
CLG can just go ahead, push as much as they like. AAA really has no choice. With that inhibitor down, they have to play defensive. We have all these super minions going down. MoMA trying to defend it. Yellow pushing the minion wave down with CLG now engaging here on the mid tower. When I tried to get the fear, but Hotshot just dashes away. Every minion wave, CLG is just going to be doing these engages to try and see what they can do.
But again, we're seeing Against All Authority really effectively stalling out the pushes from CLG. They're trying to get the split push going, and Against All Authority is just not having it. So CLG is actually going to be going for this Baron once again. Their big concern is that if we do see a steal, then it will be very difficult. It will give Against All Authority an opportunity to get back into this game. So that's kind of why they're avoiding Baron right now. They know they don't need it. They know they can just split push, end the game that way.
CLG, they've picked up their own blue. They're all recalling. They're going to see what they can buy. TF ult going down. Can we get some vision? Are we going to go for hot shot again? Dashes away once again. Oh, but he uses the flash. He's got the yellow card. Here comes Nocturne. Coming with his ult. Hot shot is being focused down a little bit. Can the fear go off? No. He's got an ignite on him. He's got so much anti exhaust. They want hot shot down and they got it. But at what cost?
Well, no cost. There's no cost.
Oh no! Look at all the ults down. We got Nocturne ult down. We got TF ult down. Baron is up, and they know CLG wants it. If they see CLG going for Baron, they are going to be a little bit less prepared now.
But they knew that CLG wasn't in position to really take anything, so they were like, "Hey, you know, you're going to give us a free hot shot. We're going to chase him down." Really effective play by Against All Authority, but actually they're all backing off. I thought they were going to stick around to defend, so they are actually getting them, like you said, the free Baron here. Linak going to come in and try and see if he can contest it. Maybe stall them a little bit.
Linak's not going to be in range. He's not going to be in range to steal, but St. Vicious trying to get as much damage as he can. And CLG, they're just gonna, you know, forget Baron. Linak's looking pretty tasty. St. Vicious up in front, getting the shield down and away.
Wow, but Against All Authority just barely in time to stall out that Baron. CLG can't take it now. We might see them go back to it, you know, try and force a fight. Like you said, all of the ultimates, except for actually Janus Monsoon. Wow, once again, those Nidalee spears. Nidalee does have that Rabadon, so has effective damage.
Like I said, like every time, it's just like a trip to the dentist. Like you know it's going to hurt. But the CLG, there's a ward in the pit. They have cleared it away. Doing it Baron once more. Linak attempting. Can he get the steal this time? No, they're just turning away, and Linak is out in front. Caught out on the wall. We'll send him down. Sona in with the ult, finishing off Baron. Soaz is next in line, has to flash away. And CLG will go ahead. They have the buff.
The push flash
and the stun
with the flash.
Onto Moma, he's in trouble. He's got his yellow card. The ult from Janna is not going to be able to do a whole lot, and Moma's now caught out in front. Hotshot GG's out in front, trying to get what he can. Exhaust going down on him. That mid tower. CLG waiting for the minion wave. They might as well just be able to tank this too. They've got the time. Moma's not going to be up for another 50 seconds. This could very well be game.
Yeah, and you saw, because the inhibitor was respawning, Ezreal, you know, was trying to defend it, and as a result, he wasn't at that Baron fight. So, wow, some spears still going off. They are able to get 2 inhibitors, though, and that'll make it extremely difficult for Against All Authority to defend this. We actually see, you know, CLG just going to be going for this last inhibitor, almost picking off N-rated there. The wall just barely not grabbing him.
The third inhibitor should be going down shortly. Hotshot GG in front with St. Vicious, taking it down. Super minions now in all 3 lanes. Against All Authority, they are on the ropes. They have no choice but to defend. They're not going to be leaving their base for quite a while, and CLG is just going to go ahead and take every single objective they can to try and clean up.
Yeah, but they definitely have a lot of gold, along with those 3 inhibitors down, along with the Baron buff. It will be, you know, almost impossible for Against All Authority to pull out this comeback game. We'll see, you know, whether or not CLG kind of blows it, because they would really need to throw it at this point. But CLG, just effective presence the entire game, able to dissuade those ganks. We saw so many aggressive ganks from Against All Authority, but yet only 2 kills in this game.
It's been the beginning of this entire game just started off slow. We were on 1 kill for the longest time, and then we start hitting the team fights. Everything gets ridiculously close. People getting away with shreds of health. But CLG, they've got Shen, they've got the shield, they've got all the counter initiation they need. And Nivea, a fantastic big player in all of this, and they're continuing to push down mid. They have the buff still for a good long while. It's halfway done, but they should be able to do what they need to do to finish this game.
And you try and run a poke comp team against the king of all poke comp teams. I mean, this is CLG. That's, you know, what they've been known for so long. We're able to defend against it, not allow any kills from those aggressive ganks. I don't know, I'm really excited to see what's going to be happening in this game too. CLG just slowly pushing it in, you know, putting on the squeeze here on Against All Authority. Once these super minions are here, they will be able to push down the Nexus turrets.
We got a big minion wave following behind Hotshot. This should be the one. aAa may have no choice but very soon to show up their last stand. CLG pushing down all of the minions, trying to make way, and we got the wall coming up on Linak. No stun, he's going down anybody, but Hotshot is in front. We got the ult from yellow. The tower One tower from the Nexus is down. CLG's backing off just a little bit, just so they can guarantee they can get the second tower. But AAA, they're still here. They're still defending. No one has died yet. They still have a little bit of a chance. The next minion wave coming in. AAA, I don't know. Hotshot going in, trying to get as much damage as he can on the tower, just showing the push. And here it is, the last stand from AAA. They're going in, they want double, if not, they'll be able to get it. Big Fat very close to going down, but he does have the egg. But Lynette caught out in front. N-rated will be next, has to ult in desperation, but it will be in vain once they can catch up with them. Yellow goes down, the tower's very close. Double lift actually getting caught out a little bit, but still doesn't die. The Nexus is exposed. They will be firing down. GG!
So CLG able to take game one in almost dominant fashion as the game progressed, but it was an extremely close game. The entire matchup against All Authority, just barely not able to pick up those kills early. If against All Authority had taken those early advantages, then, you know, who knows where this game could have gone. They did get the first 3 dragons. We saw that Linac steal that very first dragon
Wonderful
with
steal.
CLG, and it looked like, you know, maybe that would be enough to push against All Authority back into, you know, position, push them into that early advantage. But CLG just able to stall off Shen, the perfect counter to that comp.